الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We start by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thanking Him for His blessings upon us, blessings of health, blessings of mind, the ability to gather here on this day for His sake alone. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower His peace, blessings, and prayers upon the final messenger, Muhammad on His household, His companions, and those who follow Him until the final day. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us to be among those. Amen. Dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the glorious Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, have true piety of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say words that are aimed, that are sadid, that have true aim in it. And so we have to be very mindful whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala correlates the truth, whenever correlates anything that true with taqwa. Taqwa means to have piety of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's presence, to be aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power, to be fearful of His wrath, to be seeking His pleasure. That is taqwa. So whenever anything is correlated with it, we have to be very mindful of it, very careful, and keen to achieve it. And hence, here in this verse, He says, subhanahu wa ta'ala, say words that are sadid, or define sadid in us. But before that, let us rejoice today. Let us say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah. For another tyrant has fallen. A tyrant that has been sitting on the chests of many believers for decades. He has fallen. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. The word sadida is very interesting. It means that it has to be aimed, meaning that it has purpose. Meaning that Allah is saying that our words, what we say, needs to have purpose. It cannot be haphazard, it cannot be nonsense. It should be purposely said. What we say has purpose, has meaning. And hence, that is an attribute of God. That is an attribute of God. And we've seen it and witnessed it over the past few months, subhanAllah, as we have never seen it and witnessed it before. We've seen people go into the streets and rise up and say words of purpose, calling out for truth and justice as we have never seen before. In the past, you've seen some demonstrations here or there, a few hundreds here, a few hundreds there, but never have we seen people gather together with one slogan, calling out for justice and peace as we have seen in the past few months. It is a lesson for all of us that one element of taqwa is to actually do this, is to call out for justice and for peace, and to call out for it, and to stand up for it, and to say it. We'll reflect on this meeting with 3 stories, inshallah, today, and then they conclude. 3 stories. 2 are short, 1 is relatively long. And the stories are at the time of the Prophet. But before we do that, briefly, let us reflect on something that's very interesting. That you see in demonstrations that happen, that are still happening today, we used to see something that's very unique. You see people that are at the forefront, sacrificing their family, their lives, their health, their well-being, for the sake of justice and security and dignity. And you sometimes ask, a brother was asking this question, you say, you see all these numbers, there's power of screen there. It's honorable and glorious in itself. But why would that be among those who are on the front line? The first to face the brunt of tyranny. The first to face the forces of hardship and torture and persecution. The first to face rubber bullets and tear gas. Why should I be in the front? I'm in the back. On the back, I'm still glorious. I'm still honorable. I'm still there. I'm still calling for justice. I'm just as good as anyone else. But those at the forefront, why do you go So those who's talking about those that are at the forefront of unique, and that they sacrificed themselves much more than anyone else. They chose to be pioneers. They chose to take the brunt of the force that was against them. And that is not something that anyone can do. And so there are degrees, levels, and all of us should try to attain the highest level, the highest level. The story that will reflect on touches upon this is the story of Omar ibn Khattab. He was the leader of the league. He was the leader of the league. Just recently became the leader of the leagues. And so Omar ibn Khattab, when he was just assigned this position, was elected to it. Some of the Sahaba came to talk to him. One of them was Sa'id ibn Abi. And Sa'id ibn Abi talks to him and gives him sound advice, gives him a piece of advice. And so he says, which is, be fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you deal with people. Whatever the message is that, don't be fearful of people when you deal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be fearful of Allah when you deal with people, and not vice versa. That was the advice of Sa'id ibn Abi. A portion of that. And interestingly enough, Omar ibn Khattab didn't actually feel indignant. Who is this man that's coming to give me advice on how to deal with believers? Without me, you're nothing. Without me, everything will go to ruins. That arrogance was not there in the heart of Omar ibn Khattab. Instead, he says, there's no goodness in you if you do not say it. And there's no goodness in me if you do not hear it. This is Christ. Now let's flash back, let's go back over time. Let's see how is Omar, many years before. Omar ibn Khattab was a staunch enemy of Islam. Staunch enemy. Meaning that when the leaders would hear that Omar is going to die, they die. They would go away because they know they're going to face ridicule, hardship, torture, and they beat them up. Omar ibn Khattab was known for this. And at one point in time, Omar uncased his sword and went to the streets. And it became known that Omar is going to kill Muhammad on his office. Whenever he was asked, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm going to kill Muhammad on his office. And so it is said that the leader met him, a leader that came to him, and he asked him, Omar, where are you going? Omar said, I'm going to kill the Prophet. I'm going to kill Muhammad. And so the leader told him, trying to distract him from his goal, he said, Omar, you should look at your household first. Check your household first. Check your home before you try to do other stuff. Fix what you have at home before you try to fix anything else. Your own sister and her husband are believers. And so Omar's anger multiplied. If his anger was wonderful, it is now twice fold. So he rushes to his sister's house. His sister falls on him. And when he was on his way, they see him, or he knocks on the door, they